panelists. Hey guys, look, this is Sarah.
Now off my MC hat, put on my panelist hat.
Yep. This is how you can get a hold of Sarah on social media or through her website. Sarah is an IBCLC, which stands for International Board Certified Lactation Consultant. And I am going to disappear and let her talk to you. Have fun.
Thanks, Olivia. Super excited to be here today and talk about lactation. Yesterday, I got to help MC with Olivia, but today I get to talk about my passion, which is just other than bringing people together, which I love. But lactation is super, super special to me. I had a really hard time with my first kiddo. I didn't really get help. And I've learned so much since then about the value of asking for help, for taking help when it's offered. And it's just allowed me to go down this amazing journey that combines all these things together that I love. So my business is Opus Lactation. I'm a private practice lactation consultant. I primarily do in-home visits. I'm available to visit like in the hospital or at a birth center. I also now have telehealth available. I'm not currently doing home visits. That may change very soon as we start to open the sort of non-essential stuff back up. A lot of lactation consultants have still been doing some in-home visits when necessary, like emergencies, but so far I have just been staying at home and staying safe, but that may change soon. So my business model is coming to you in your home where you're the most comfortable, where it's your couch that we're teaching your skills on versus my office chair, so that when I leave, hopefully you can just continue to practice what we work on. Also, it just allows you to not have to leave the house for one more thing when you're at home in a new and vulnerable and tired state. And so I just really want to be there for you and hear your story. That's a big piece of what I do, really, is hear your story. So I come into your home and we spend time just talking about how the birth went. Did you latch right away? How did that go? How does it feel? You know, like feelings are a big part of how this all goes, because if you're just feeling super stressed out, it's going to be harder for you to have a letdown with that oxytocin release. And so a big piece of what we do is talking through your journey and not just looking at the physical piece. On the other hand, the physical piece is also really important. So I always bring a scale. I don't always do weighted feeds. It kind of depends on if we're worried about weight loss or not. But I always bring the scale. I always bring gloves because I always do an oral exam of the baby. Tongue tie is a kind of a hot topic these days. I always look for it. I'm not always one to jump immediately to we need to have a surgical procedure done, but I'm always wanting to be right on top of it so that we know where we're at. Do things look normal? Do they look maybe like they might be an issue and we should talk about doing some body work first and kind of keep an eye on it? Or can I tell immediately that this is something that's going to need attention from a surgeon? So that's one piece of what I do. And then we actually look at the latch. You know, we plan our appointment schedules based on when you think baby's going to feed. My first appointment goes up to 2 hours. And so a lot of times we don't have to know exactly when baby's going to feed because chances are they're going to get hungry in that 2-hour time period. It's just something that I love so much that combines a lot of different skills that I've built over the years. I love that one-on-one personal connection with people. I once kind of was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life. And if I could get paid to do anything, it would be to take people to coffee. So I just love like being able to sit down and talk to people one-on-one and hear their heart. Like I tend to go pretty deep. I also love babies. I love problem solving and brainstorming and coming up with individualized plans. There is no one right answer. Not everyone's going to be able to breastfeed 100%. Some people are chest feeding. Some people are going to use a supplemental nursing system. Some people are going to induce lactation because they're adopting or because they're a co-parent. There's just so many different situations. And so I love to bring that in with my skill set to look at you and your life and what fits best for you. So after every single visit, you get a care plan. So I summarize all the things we talked about because I know from great experience what postpartum brain looks like. And I'm not going to expect you to keep that all in your head. while we're talking. So I'm going to send you a care plan, and you're going to be able to reference that. And when I refer you to, like, I've often referred people to Dr. Molly to do body work. So I put her information on my care plan. If we think we need to look into more tongue tie stuff, I don't diagnose, but I can refer folks to be diagnosed. So then I would put that in the care plan, all that kind of stuff. If we talk about supplements or nutrition or taking care of your mental health, like finding a support group of people who are going through a similar circumstance. That's just a really key piece, because having someone you can text at 3 in the morning or be on Facebook at 3 in the morning and just be like, I'm so tired, you guys, like, when do I get to sleep? You know, like having a support network is huge, of people going through similar experiences. It's easy to not look at the clock and see where I'm at. Let's talk a little bit about inducing lactation for a minute, because it is a big passion of mine and something I'm really excited about. And it's actually been a huge bonus of this virus sending us all home and getting creative with our ways to help people. I have had doing telehealth on my list for ages, and I haven't made it happen. And so being asked to stay home and do our work from home if we can has kind of forced me into getting that all set up. And it turns out it was actually really easy. It's just included in the stuff I already paid for. So I'm set up and ready to go for telehealth, which means I can actually do inducing lactation specific stuff really anywhere in the world, because that kind of stuff does not require me to be one-on-one with you in person. So backing up real fast. So inducing lactation means that anyone can breastfeed or nurse their baby. And so if you're just in a circumstance that isn't the normal, I have pushed a baby out of my body, or had the baby come out of my body and then latched, like that's one way this happens, right? But I referenced earlier adoption or surrogacy. Some people still want to be able to have that connection and give that amazing nutrition and immune value to their baby. And so we can work on a protocol ahead of time to have your body actually induce lactation. And so if you find yourself in that kind of circumstance, there's a lot of different ways to go about it. We can be really hardcore. There's medications involved, there's herbs involved, there's pumping, and it can be really intense. You have to be really committed. And then there's other things that are a little bit more relaxed. So if that's more your vibe and you know that you'll be easy for you to stress out, then we can do a more relaxed approach where we go into it knowing that you may not give the baby 100% nutrition, at least not right away, but we can plan ahead for that. So we know they're going to get enough food, but they're going to get that bonding with you. They're going to get that immune response, because as your body makes milk, it's going to communicate with the baby, with your baby, to help keep them safe from viruses and other things. So it's just like a really amazing thing. Our bodies are so magic. And I love supporting that side of things. And I love just really getting in there and helping figure out what's going to work best for your family. Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on and on about all the different things, but I think that kind of sums up where I am at. Yeah. Hi.
Thank you. I just want to read you some of the comments that are coming in while you were talking. One of them is, one of our attendees says, how appropriate breastfeeding is the topic, because I need to step away and nurse my baby right now. Focus on getting him down for a nap. Ready, Set, Grow, Danielle said, I love your inclusive approach. And Ashley says, it's so awesome that you can work with people remotely in this way. Liz says, yes, telehealth is one of the largest benefits of this COVID situation. So, yeah. Thank you so much for talking to us about that. I'm going to go ahead and share her card one more time so you guys know where you can get a hold of Sarah after this. Spoiler alert, if you do reach out to the Parent Trip, one of us will probably respond. So if you're like, oh, I want to talk to Sarah, but I didn't write down the name of her business. I know it sounds like something that you do that's a really big deal. You can always find us at the Parent Trip, and we can connect you really to any of these providers that you have heard from today.